On the banks of a gentle river stood a majestic and towering peepal tree, standing tall and proud. It often looked down upon the fragile reeds that grew meekly around its base. The tree relished its strength, loving the way it stood unyielding against the winds, casting a grand shadow over the bend in the river. "Look at me," it would boast in its deep, rustling voice, to the reeds swaying softly nearby. "I am so strong and powerful. I resist the mighty winds without bending. But you reeds, how you shiver at the slightest breeze." The reeds heard the taunts, and while they knew their slender frames were no match for the tree's might, they harbored no resentment. One day, as the mighty tree boasted about its formidable strength, the reeds spoke gently. "Tree, we know we are weak, and so we yield before the wind when it blows. It is not shame, but wisdom, to bow before what you cannot withstand." The peepal tree held only disdain for this thought. "I am a tree," it bellowed, leaves shaking majestically. "I do not bow like you weaklings. Istan tall, unbroken, forever." The wind, a silent listener of this exchange, was stirred by the tree's arrogance. Days passed, and a storm started brewing in the sky. The clouds grew dark and heavy, the air was filled with an unsettling energy, and the river seemed to whisper warnings. The wind, now an unstoppable force with the storm's power, swept down the riverbank. The tree stood its ground unwavering, even as the storm reached its peak fury. The reeds bent as the terrible winds howled. They bowed low, knowing their survival depended on flexibility, but the proud peepal tree, still confident in its strength, refused to yield. The wind, unrelenting, pushed harder and stronger until the mighty peepal could hold no more. With a final screaming roar from the heavens, the tree was torn from the earth, roots and all, crashing heavily to the ground with a profound finality. The reeds, though shaken, stood unbroken. As the storm subsided into whispers and flickers of its former self, the reeds straightened, bathed by the first light of the dawn. It was a humble dawn in which strength was redefined, where a simple truth was realized once more. Bending does not mean brokenness, but wisdom and survival. In the bright morning sun, the lesson was clear. Humility, often mocked, truly conquers.